The officers of the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club include President Joe Desmond, Vice President Jerry Lorkowski, Treasurer Ken Smith, and Secretary Mark Meldrum. Welcome to the Northern Ohio Chevelle Club TV. Here are the hosts of your show, President Joe Desmond and Secretary Mark Meldrum.
All right. Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. We got President Joe here, and we are in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn here in Strongsville, Ohio, where we expect to see over 200 Chevelles in another week or so.
And 1,000 people.
Oh, yeah. If you don't have a Chevelle, come on up here anyway.
That's
we're going
right.
to have
Definitely
a hell of a time.
come up and see us.
So we're going to do a little...
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Free and open to the public for visitors. Anybody wants to come up here, buy some raffle tickets, play in some of the games, do whatever. It's free, open to the public. We have a band Friday night. We have a movie Thursday night. Riverhawk. Go check them out on YouTube. They got a couple of songs out there on YouTube, so you guys know what you're in for. We got the set list. Yeah. We know what they're going to play. So and there's a surprise an hour before the show.
Uh-oh.
So you guys,
I don't even know about this surprise.
Keep posted about that. I think we're also going to have some celebrity DJs show up. We're not sure yet, but
Absolutely.
I think we're going to have some celebrities show up. Do a little pre-trip for you guys, so you know what's happening.
These guys are pulling into the Holiday Inn just like you would, and we're going to turn and follow them and enter the show. It's pretty busy here. It's what are we at? Tuesday afternoon. And the hotel's always busy, so here we go. A little traveling.
Okay, here we go.
Through the hotel here.
On the left-hand side will be our registration table, our prize tables, our club trailer, and right when you get to the end of the club trailer, you will be met by either a little motorcycle or a golf cart.
Depending on what you're in.
Yeah, if you're in your car, and they will take you to your parking spot where you can then come up and register your car. They will take you to your parking spot first so we don't clog up the driveway. If you are in a trailer, a golf cart or the little motorcycle will take you to a spot to park your trailer. If you get here early...
Let's show them. We're going to drive up here. If they get here early, we're going to go through the awning, okay? And then, remember last year we had all the trailers right down in front of the awnings? We're going to go one aisle to the south here and park all of the trailers that we can. Now, last year we got about 15 trailers.
And we're about 4 spaces wider
down this way. So we should be able to get at least 15 trucks and trailers going right across the parking spots.
From the right to the left.
There.
From left to right.
And then we're going to try to leave that space behind there opened up so you can just... Hey, sorry we had a video malfunction there, but what I was going to tell you is right next to the Holiday Inn is the ice arena. And the parking lots are joined, and that's where we're going to park additional trucks and trailers. Don't worry, you're not that far away, and we have golf carts that will help you move your car or move yourself or move your luggage up to the show field. So no big deal. Also, you see a tent 40 by 40 on this drawing. We've eliminated that. You'll see a lot smaller tents through there because we're going to have additional vendors. We got a lot of vendors this year, so there should be all sorts of stuff for you guys to see and purchase on the show field. Okay. There we go. Donna at the wheel. What you call it, Brian? The steamroller? Yeah. Those back tires?
Man, or something.
Yeah. Yeah, she can definitely flatten out some asphalt with that. You like how I say asphalt, Kimmy?
Well, we certainly had a good time at the Can-Am Chevelle show on Grand Island, New York. Some wonderful looking Chevelles there. The attendance was a little bit sparse this year, but all the right people were there to share Chevelle stories and even Beaumont stories. You know, we were pretty close to Canada, so we saw a few Beaumonts up there. But just a nice day. Had a lot of visiting. We even had Jack Poyfair, the sponsor of the Bounty Hunter, come along. Then we went out to dinner at Como's restaurant. It's Jim and Donna's favorite restaurant. Lots of stars have actually had dinner there, and we enjoyed a awesome Italian dinner, and we even brought a Mega Millions, but we only won $4. And then we had dinner with Jim and Donna, Brian, Dustin, and Larry. And Dustin had a hard time finishing off this big pile of lasagna. Then we jumped in the truck and we headed over to Niagara Falls for a little look. And of course we got some selfies while we were there and had a little bit of fun looking at the falls.
What do you think, Larry? You want to take a little dip?
Yeah, I'm looking for my barrel.
Wow.
See my barrel?
Day 2 of the show, we saw some more Chevelles come piling in, and the ice cream truck was there to cool us down. It was pretty hot up there. And then, of course, right after the cruise, it rained. So we had a couple hours of rain, but that didn't stop us. We jumped in those Chevelles and we headed down for some ice cream. So that was fun.
Hey, Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, here in Grand Island in the award-winning Best of Show. Whoa! And we're doing a little bit of rain action here. So we don't need no stinking wipers in the Chevelle. But we got Kimmy in the back.
Woohoo!
Kimmy a woohoo. We got Donna in the back.
Hi there.
Of course, Ed, our pilot here. So
Mark, the co-pilot.
Mark, the co-pilot. God save Mark.
Show them the sky.
It's just
ugly.
a lovely sky here in Grand
Doesn't
Island.
stop us.
But it doesn't stop Chevelles. Chevelles don't melt. They're not made of sugar, but they are sweet. See ya.
And of course, a staple of all these Chevelle shows is hanging out in the parking lot after the day's over and having a few cocktails.
Where it gets gooey. Dial indicator. Here's all my shims. I got 8.2 ring gear. I got 3.7 for a small. I got 8.5. Some of them intermix with others, but you got to have all the shims because you don't know what you're going to need. And these are crush sleeves. I've already got the crush sleeve on here because I used it once before. I already mic'd this. That's 041. So I'm going to go with my my notes say 037. We're going to put that in there and we're going to check the pinion depth and see what we come up with. Alright, here's the kit for setting up the rear end. Getting the pinion depth. Dial indicator, bar. Let's get some of this stuff out of here. That's paste for checking the gear pattern. Strike plates. There's a whole thing you have to set up to measure the pinion depth. You'll see it. I'll show it to you in the car. It's very time consuming, and this is the kit you need to do it. And I bought it a long time ago. I don't know what they go for now, so let me get it going, get it in, and do a measurement and see where we're at. Got the tool set up in the rear end, measuring the pinion depth. You have to set the tool up, calibrate the tool. There's a strike plate, which is that magnet in there. See that? Then you do a reading. Not going to get too technical here, but it's 0.863 is the reading that we get on this thing. These have to be torqued to 25 foot-pounds. You have to then you put the pinion gear in without the crush sleeve and just snug it up. So let's go over to the bench and we'll look at something here. Oh, again, I'm getting off the floor and the knees didn't explode. That's good. So with the tool, they give you all the instructions on how to do all this. And when you set the tool up, it's set there's a factory just subtract. It's 3.375 for this particular the 10 bolt and the GM 12 bolt. You subtract our 0.863 that we read. This is the ideal pinion depth that Richmond Gears put on it. They are real good about that. They mark what the pinion depth should be. Also the backlash. Did the math. 2.512. So I'm 100 thousandths out. And I don't care about that. If I really wanted to get technical, I could put the change of shim and all that stuff or not. So that's how we'd measure it. It's more complicated than that, but it gives you kind of a rough idea. So I'm going to shut this down, pull it apart, put it together with the crush sleeve in it. And actually it's Memorial Day. I think I'm going to go have a picnic. Bye. Alright, we're going to put the ring gear in, or pinion gear, I'm sorry, for final time. This is the crush sleeve. What that does is gives the preload on the two bearings. I'm reusing the old one because it's already been in, it's already been pre-crushed. And everything's, I haven't changed anything, I'm just checking everything from what it was before. When you do a gear change, you should always change the crush sleeve because you want to crush it to get the preload. And you use a dial indicator, torque wrench, and inch pounds, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, to set the preload. But I've already had that done once on this, so I can cheat and reuse the old one. So we're going to throw that bad boy in there. Always read your instructions. When you crush and you're using used bearings, your preload should be 10 to 15 inch pounds. With new bearings, 20 to 25 inch pounds. So I'm going to set it up in my little tool and do inch pounds, and you got to keep tightening the nut till you get the drag on it, is what it is. So I'll show you that when I get underneath there, but always read your instructions. Because I know how men are. We don't read it, but this you have to. We're under the car, rear end. The yoke. This is an inch dial indicator. See if I can get my hand on it. What you do is you tighten the nut up, keep snugging it till you turn this till it says as you're dragging between 10 and 15 inch pounds. I usually go both directions to make sure. And I got about 15 in either way. So that's what you do. That's the preload on a set of used bearings. Like I said, new ones are a little bit 20 to 25 inch pounds. So we got this set. Next is we'll show how we put the ring gear on the carrier and set the backlash. We're going to take the ring gear off. Note, left-handed threads. Note, left-handed threads. Take them all off, and then I'll tap the ring off with a brass hammer. Some are right hand, but a lot of them are left-handed threads. Let's do that. Ring gear on. You can see the space here. These get torqued to 40 to 45 to 50 foot-pounds. So we're going to take these, I'm going to mount this in the vise, I'll torque these down, I'll draw it up evenly. Don't forget, these are left-handed threads, so it's going to be a little goofy. We got the ring gear torqued down. We're going to go and put it in the rear end, put the shims back in, with the bearing caps that go on here, the bearing races and caps, and then we're going to measure the backlash. I believe this was supposed to be 8 thousandths. So we will get that set up and show you how that's done. We're checking the backlash. We've see if my camera will focus here. Come on, focus, people. Oh, maybe it's my eyes. So anywho, got my magnet here. Got my dial indicator. It says backlash. It's supposed to be 10 thousandths. I thought it was 8, but it's 10. And plus or minus 2 thousandths. So I've got about 12 thousandths, and I'm gonna leave it because that's pretty darn close. If I have to, I could take shibs out and slide it over a little bit, and I may do that. It's not that hard to do. I'll bite the shims and add a little bit here and drop a little bit here. But that's what you're looking for in your backlash. So I got the backlash set. I will put this whole thing together and be done. And then we'll talk about transmission gears with the speedometer. Okay, now we got the carrier back in. I slid the axles in. Now I'm going to put the C-clips back in here and here. Little tricky. That's where the magnet comes in. I'm going to try this left-handed. I don't know if I'm going to be successful. Let's go with this one. Slide it in. Let's see here. I'm going to switch hands with the camera. Slide it in. How am I doing? Alright. Then you come over to the outside of the axle and you pull the axle back out and bingo, it's in place. Do that to the other side and put the drift back in. Remember, I had the drift in before because I didn't want these spider gears getting messed around, so I took it back out after I got the carrier back in and set. So I'm going to do that, button up the cover, load it with oil, always use a limited slip additive to it. And don't forget, this is an 8.5 inch ring gear, 8.5. I forgot to tell everybody that in the beginning. And then we'll get her running, and we'll check the speedometer gear and show you how to do that. Ready to install the cover. It's a standard GM cover, nothing chrome aftermarket. But what's real nice is it has this magnet in it that clutch material and metal fragments. You know, the clutches wear in the posi unit, they're metal. So it gathers it all up on there, and that way it's near not running it through the oil. You know, if you have a chrome cover on it, you might be able to find that at a transmission shop. The GM uses it in a lot of their transmissions too. They throw it in the bottom of the pan. Just something, a little added protection. Okay, we got the rear end all together. Everything's done. We're going to change the speedo gear. The gear vendor's unit is identical to a Turbo 400, which happens to be the trans I have in my 55. This is the adapter. This is for a, I don't know if you can see the little numbers on it, 40, 41, 42, 43 gear. I think it also goes 44 and 45. This gear happens to be a 41, which is what I had in it, 41 tooth, which I had in it when I didn't have the gear vendors on. So we're going to throw that in, top off the fluid, and then what you do is you take it for a drive. I use the Garmin as my speedometer, and I look and see at 60 miles an hour where 60 miles an hour on the Garmin where the speedometer is on the dash. If it's too high or too low, let's see, if it's too high, I go with a bigger gear. If it's too low, I go with a smaller gear and teeth. And you know, these you can get, I happen to have a bunch of GM ones. Some of them are becoming discontinued and they're going aftermarket. So that's how you get your speedometer calibrated. You can do that with any car, any transmission. You just got to have the right, make sure you have the right adapter gear in that scenario. Let's do that. So I took the 55 for a run, put the Garmin on the windshield there. We discovered when the car is physically going 60 miles an hour, the speedometer in the car showed 55, so it's 5 miles an hour off. The gear, the speedo gear, was a 41 tooth gear. I changed it to a 38 tooth, took it for another spin, and speedo is dead nuts on. 60 miles an hour on the Garmin, 60 on the 55, perfect. Buttoned it up, it's a done deal. Thanks.
From the Mind of Jeff by Jeff Thompson.
I'm too sexy from my love, too sexy from my love. Love's going to leave me. Oh, come on, honey. You know you want me. NOCC show, here we come. Here comes Uncle Jeff. Here comes Uncle Jeff. I'm too sexy from my shirt. Too sexy from my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy from Milan. Too sexy from Milan. New York and Japan. Oh, NOCC show, here I come. Here comes Jeff. Here comes your uncle. And I'm too sexy for your NOCC party. Your NOCC party. No way, I'm just still dancing up there. I'm a mom, you know what I mean. I do a little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah. I do my little turn on the catwalk. Oh, I can just see Mark Melvin dancing. See Joe Desmond dancing. I can see Ken Smith. Oh, shit. Yeah, Jerry Kowalski. Oh, my God. Donna Petrello. Oh, no. I'm too sexy for my Chevelle. Too sexy for my 67 Chevelle. By far. I'm too sexy for my cowboy hat. Too sexy for my cowboy hat. What do you think about that? I'm a model, you know what I mean. I do my little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk. At the NOCC show on the catwalk, I shake my little ass on the catwalk. Oh, I can just see a shuffling across the parking lot right now. Now we're going upstairs. We're going on the rooms. I'm too sexy for my. I'm too sexy for my. I'm too sexy for my. Oh my God. Cause I'm a model, you know what I mean. I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. I shake my little ass on the catwalk. I'm too sexy for my cat. Sexy for my cat. My poor pussy cat. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love going to leave me. And I'm too sexy for this song.
The 14th Annual Chevelle Show and Rodeo is sponsored in part by Don Sitz Auto Group. Great cars and trucks with honest prices. They're family-owned and operated since 1990. They're located at 2461 Front Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. That's 330-945-5800 or donsitz.com on the web.
And now it's time for Jerry Larkowski with birthdays and anniversaries.
Greetings, NOCC members. Have the August birthdays and anniversaries for you. Birthdays: Dan Erst, the 5th. Michael Motes, the 6th. Christina Muckeroy, the 6th. Lisa Mihu on the 6th. Brian, Mr. 70 Sarver on the 9th. Linda Skunta on the 13th. Dan Vasic on the 16th. Don Sitz, our longtime sponsor. Don, thanks for everything you do, on the 17th. Patrick McTighe, sorry if I butcher this, on the 18th. Eckert Helmet on the 20th. Randy Taylor on the 24th. Randy and his band will be playing at the show this year. Going to be a good time. John Ide on the 29th. Our August anniversaries are Craig and Lynn Youngblood on the 14th. James and Marge Crabtree on the 16th. And Larry and Martha Richardson on the 30th. So once again, happy birthday and happy anniversary to everybody that has one in the month of August. It's about showtime. Looking forward to seeing everyone. It's going to be fun.
And now it's time for another round of Mel's Musings with Melanie Bender.
Hello, everybody. How y'all tonight? This is Alan Freed, the old king of the Moondoggers, and it's time again for another of your favorite rock and roll sessions as you enjoy the Moondog Show.
Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, and we're up here in Lockport, New York with Larry's 1966 Chevelle, and we've delivered it back to the original dealership it was purchased at, Heinrich Chevrolet here in Lockport. And the car is going to go into the showroom and be displayed for the week, and then we're going to bring it back to the Niagara Falls, or the Niagara Can-Am Chevelle Show next Friday. So if you want to see it and you're in Lockport, stop on by Heinrich Chevy. And we're very fortunate to have Mr. Jack Poyfair come up here. He was one of the sponsors of the Bounty Hunter. And we're just reminiscing here and going through some old pictures and just having a great time.
A lot of good stories.
We're getting a lot of great stories of how this car was raced, and it really was a great race car. It beat a lot of Camaros and Hemis in its day. So Jack's telling us this car left really hard, and he'd get 4 or 5 car lengths on his competitor, and then they'd have to catch up at the end of the track. So just hearing some great stories.
We had, I don't know, maybe 4 pounds on one side, 2 on the other side or something. Just, we had to see how she burned, you know, how dark the streaks were we left, and we just got the Clorox too, and we just cooked those tires.
I think we run 16 and 8.
Did you have
16 in the right one, 8 in the left one.
So we got Jack. I know Jack wasn't the driver, and he kind of hesitated before he got in the car, but we kind of pushed him, and he's in the car now. Just started it up. We got racing fuel in there, so it smells real sweet, but just neat. He might take off, and we might not see him again. He wants to spin it.
Way to go! I like that.
That was good. They always say you want proof, so we got video proof today. That sounded good. It might have not been a 7,800 RPM launch, but how'd that feel, Jack?
Boy, it felt like old days. Really great. Yeah, really great. Really love it. I guess it gets in your blood, right?
It does. It does.
Thanks, guys.
So, running the car into the dealership. So. So back after 50 years, coming back into the showroom. So it's kind of a cool deal. See, they got the dealership decorated for the 4th of July weekend here. And we're going to let the car sit here for about a week and let people enjoy it. So there you go. Boy, that exhaust smells good. I gotta tell you, I wish we had smell-o-vision here.
Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club, and you'll remember last week that Larry Robinson brought his car back to Heinrich Chevrolet, where we met the original sponsor of the car, Jack Poyfair, who had an Esso station that he sponsored the car and worked on the car at. This week at Heinrich Chevy, we meet up with the original owner and racer, Nick Colossi. Boy, it was really fun meeting up with Nick. We got him to sign a few autographs on calendars we made up for the car and gave him some, gave Jack one. But, you know, it was time to get the car out of the lobby, and of course Jack met up with us, and it was just a real heartwarming reunion after about 30 years for Jack and Nick.
Alright, back in the sunshine here. Nice warm day here in Lockport, New York. We just took Larry's car out. First time back in the car. Oh, it looks good. Gotta adjust the seat a little bit, but boy, here he comes. Just cool. Just cool.
Here, bring it back to the trailer.
Just neat to see Nick in the car. 1996 was the last time he saw the car.
They want to know he's got a picture of the burnout.
Oh, we need a better one.
Hey, we need a better one.
Oh, the trunk's up a little bit, but
Second gear rubber.
Boy, really had fun with Nick and Jack and Larry yesterday. Getting the car out, checking it out, sharing old stories, sharing old friendships, making new friendships. It's just amazing what a car can do for a family like this. So this is Mark Meldrum, Northern Ohio Chevelle Club. See ya!